The mornings start early now. Just me, the mist, and a pile of small bales waiting by the feeder. Each one feels heavier than the last. Not because of the weight, but because I know this isn't how it should be done anymore. When I bought that little baler, it made sense. It was all I could afford. And back then, just getting the crop off the field felt like a victory. But time changes everything. And what once was enough isn't anymore. The work these small bales demand, it steals hours and strength that I need elsewhere. Every trip from the pile to the feeder feels like a reminder that good intentions can only take you so far without the right tools. I've been looking at the new ones, those wide collectors that sweep the field clean, packing the grass into perfect square bales, heavy, tight, efficient. Something the tractor could lift, not my back. It's strange how even a machine can represent a kind of hope, not just for more production, but for a little more time, time to breathe, time to think, time to finally keep up with the work this place demands. There's a stillness in the air these days, a silence that wasn't here before. Maybe it's the weight of what's to come, or maybe it's the land itself holding its breath. I've spent so many hours walking between the barns lately. Each step feels like a memory pressed into the dirt. The echoes of old machines, old laughter, old ways of doing things. Some of those buildings, they're coming down soon. Their walls, worn thin by years of storms and work, are giving way to the new. And while I know it's necessary, that the farm must evolve if it's to survive, it still hurts to see them go. The sound of a hammer now replaces the hum of the old tractor. And where there used to be dust and rust, there's the smell of fresh timber and wet concrete. Progress, they call it. But out here, progress always feels a little like loss. And yet, as the new walls rise, I can't help but imagine what this place might become. A yard that breathes again, a system that finally makes sense. I'm starting to build routines, real ones. Feed, clean, check the calves, fix the gate, deliver the grain, repeat. It's strange how something so ordinary can start to feel like hope. It's been a long week of hauling, trip after trip down that same narrow road. Trailers full of grain, pallets stacked with the work of months. Every delivery feels lighter on the way back, but heavier on the mind. There's a quiet rhythm to it now. Load, drive, unload, sign the paper, turn around and head home. The town never changes much, but the faces at the co-op nod a little longer these days, as if they see what this place is becoming. Between the runs, I keep checking my messages, waiting to hear if the new planter has arrived. The John Deere, big, green, and far beyond what I ever thought I'd own. It's sitting somewhere on a trailer right now, waiting for a man with enough faith and enough credit to bring it home. It's expensive, sure, but it's more than a machine. It's time, saved in every row, every straight pass across the field. A way to do the work smarter, not just harder. I just need to get it paid off. And then maybe for the first time, I can look at a planting season and feel like I'm ahead, instead of always catching up. Feed, clean, check the water, repair, repeat. Each task leads to the next, and for once, I'm not chasing the day. The day is moving with me. I've built new systems, labels, notes, reminders, small things that make the big things possible. It's almost funny how routine becomes comfort. The same actions, the same tools, but somehow everything feels different. Maybe it's because the chaos is finally quieting down. Maybe it's because I've learned to listen to the rhythm of the place, to the sound of the soil when it's ready, and to my own thoughts when they're not shouting anymore. There's still so much to fix, but for the first time, I can see how it all fits together, like the gears in an old clock, slow, steady, and finally starting to keep time. The farm is changing, and so am I. I used to think the land would bend to my will, that hard work alone could force things into place. But now I see it differently. The land doesn't answer to effort, it answers to patience. These new systems, the better tools, the long nights spent planning instead of just working, they're starting to pay off. The yields are higher, the work feels cleaner, the chaos a little quieter. But it's not just efficiency that grows here, it's understanding. A sense that every decision has weight, that every screw turned and seed sown is part of something much larger than myself. Some mornings I still feel lost, standing in the middle of it all, wondering if I'm building the future or just patching up the past. But when the sun comes up and light hits the new barn walls, and I see the breath of the cattle rise into the cold air, I realize maybe both can exist. Maybe rebuilding isn't about forgetting what was, but about giving it a chance to live again in a new form. I've started to notice the small things again. The way the light hits the fields at sunset, the sound of gravel under the tires when I head home from town, the quiet moments between chores where everything just stops. Maybe that's what this whole season has been about. Learning to see the value in motion and in stillness. Understanding that progress isn't loud, it's slow, deliberate, and built one decision at a time. Every new fence post, every rebuilt wall, every delivery that finally brings something back instead of taking it away, it all adds up. Piece by piece, this place is finding its rhythm again, and maybe I am too. I don't think the farm will ever be finished, but maybe that's the point, to always be mending, improving, trying, to keep walking the same soil my grandfather once did, but leaving it a little stronger than I found it. The work never ends, but tonight, for just a moment, it feels enough. isn't the long days or the bills. It's standing here, looking at the animals that carried you this far, and knowing some of them won't be here much longer. The oldest cows, the ones that know my footsteps, the sound of the gate, the tone of my voice, their time has come. They've earned their rest, and yet sending them away feels like betrayal. I keep telling myself it's part of the cycle, that every farmer faces this, but that doesn't make it any easier to watch them step into the trailer one last time. They've given more than I ever could. Milk, calves, and quiet company through mornings when nothing else seemed steady. And when the fields froze and the barns went dark, they were still there, breathing warmth into this place. It's strange. Progress asks you to let go of what made you start in the first place. Machines can be replaced, but some memories, they stay tied to hoof prints in the mud and to the sound of a gate closing behind an empty stall. The farm is changing, and so am I. I used to think the land would bend to my will, that hard work alone could force things into place. But now I see it differently. The land doesn't answer to effort, it answers to patience. These new systems, the better tools, the long nights spent planning instead of just working, they're starting to pay off. The yields are higher, the work feels cleaner, the chaos a little quieter. But it's not just efficiency that grows here, it's understanding. A sense that every decision has weight, that every screw turned and seed sown is part of something much larger than myself. Some mornings I still feel lost, standing in the middle of it all, wondering if I'm building the future or just patching up the past. But when the sun comes up and light hits the new barn walls, and I see the breath of the cattle rise into the cold air, I realize maybe both can exist. Maybe rebuilding isn't about forgetting what was, but about giving it a chance to live again in a new form. Farm sleeps quietly tonight. The fields are dark, the machines rest under fresh roofs, and the air carries that cold hint of autumn again. I walk the yard one last time before heading in. Every sound feels sharper now. The creak of the barn door, the soft shift of hay underfoot, the low breath of the few cows still awake. It's different here now, cleaner, quieter, but not empty. Every change I've made, Every wall rebuilt, every piece of old iron hauled away, it all seems to whisper the same thing: keep going. I think about the days ahead, about planting with the new machine, about the next herd, about the mornings that will come faster than I'm ready for. And I realize this isn't about building a perfect farm. It's about carrying a story forward, one season at a time. Tomorrow the work begins again, but tonight the land can rest, and so can I.